Here's the thing, I was trapped in this cycle for years. And when I say trapped, I don't mean in some obvious dramatic way. No, it was more like a slow fade. Like I didn't even realize it was happening. I was doing something that felt completely normal, something everyone around me was doing. And that thing, I was chasing girls. Sounds familiar, right? You know, that feeling of always trying to get someone's attention, always thinking that if I just did the right thing, said the right thing, or acted a certain way, someone would like me. I kept thinking that if I could get a girl to notice me, that would somehow fix everything. I'd feel good about myself, like I'd finally arrived. But the truth is, I was chasing after something that wasn't gonna make me feel whole. I've got to be honest, I didn't realize just how much energy I was pouring into getting other people's attention. It wasn't just about trying to get a girl's attention, it was about getting validation. And for so long, I convinced myself that this was just part of life. I mean, doesn't everyone want to feel wanted? Doesn't everyone want to feel seen? But the thing is, I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. I wasn't trying to connect with someone for the right reasons. I was just trying to fill a void. And let me tell you, that feeling is exhausting. I'd constantly be on my phone trying to think of what to say next, wondering if she'd text back, hoping that something I did would make me look like I had it all together. I kept getting caught in the cycle, the chase, you know? You text first, you try to be clever, you try to impress, and it's this constant loop. And no matter how many times I got a response, it wasn't enough. I'd still be hungry for more validation. I kept looking for approval, thinking that if I just got the right person's attention, everything would make sense. And here's the thing, I didn't even realize what I was doing to myself. I was living for other people. I mean, I never even asked myself what I truly wanted. I was always thinking about what other people thought of me. Every decision I made, every move I made, it was based on how I thought it would look to someone else. I wasn't living my life. I was living a life for someone else. I thought this was just the way it was. Everyone chases after someone, right? Everyone wants to be liked, to be seen, to be wanted, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking about the most important relationship I had, the one with myself. And that's when it hit me. One day, out of nowhere, I stopped and thought, what am I really doing here? And that's when I realized I wasn't doing any of this for me. I was doing it because I thought it was the only way I could feel good about myself. And here's the wild part. I didn't even know that I was constantly draining myself by chasing after people who weren't going to fill that void. It's not that I didn't want a relationship, I did. But what I didn't realize was that I needed to get right with myself before I could ever expect someone else to love me in the way I was hoping for. So I just stopped. I stepped back. And it wasn't some dramatic decision where I said, okay, I'm done. No, it was more like I just woke up one day and realized I didn't need someone else to complete me. I needed to complete myself first. Man, I can't tell you how freeing that moment was. I didn't have to keep pretending to be someone I wasn't just to get someone's attention. I didn't need anyone to give me permission to feel worthy. And when I stopped chasing other people's approval, I realized something that shocked me. I was already enough. And when I started focusing on myself, on building a life that I could be proud of, everything started to shift. And I'm not talking about just superficial stuff. Yeah, I started working out, taking care of my health, but it was deeper than that. I began focusing on my goals, my career, my passions. I started putting time and energy into the things that mattered to me without worrying about how they looked to anyone else. And that is when I started feeling real peace. Here's the thing I want you to understand. You don't have to keep running. You don't have to keep chasing after someone else's approval. The moment you decide to stop, the moment you focus on your own growth, your own happiness, it's like a whole new world opens up and you start attracting the people who truly see you for who you are, not for some version of yourself you're trying to project. You stop feeling desperate. You stop feeling like you're constantly trying to prove something. And the relationships you form, they're so much more meaningful. They're based on respect, on real connection, not on filling some void inside yourself. I'm telling you, the moment I made that shift, everything changed. I felt free, and you will too. The moment you realize that you're enough as you are without needing anyone else's approval to tell you so is the moment you'll start living your life the way it's meant to be lived. I know it's hard. I know it's not always easy to break out of that cycle of seeking approval, but trust me, when you stop running after others, when you focus on yourself, you'll find a peace you never knew you could have. And when you do, the right relationships, the right opportunities, they'll come to you. So take this from someone who's been there. Stop running. Build a life that you love. And when you do that, everything else will follow. You don't need someone else's validation to feel like you're enough. You already are. Listen, if this resonates with you, I want to hear about it. What part of your life are you going to start focusing on right now? Drop a comment below and let me know.